Welcome to the Interscholastic Hockey League Game of the Week. We are coming to you live from the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center down here in Sugar Land, Texas for a Week 16 showdown interdivisional matchup between the 13-0-2 Woodlands Highlanders, last year's Cup champions. Tonight, they come down to take on the 6-9-1 Clements Ridgepoint Elkins Lightning. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. High atop the ice, Michael Silvers and David Feliciano with you. This Week 16 matchup features last year's Cup champions, the Woodlands Highlanders, who have been nothing short of the same team, if not better, than the squad that won the Justice Cup last year, although younger. They are still undefeated after 15 games with 2 ties, both the Cy Woods. And last year's top scorer, Austin Guidot, is on pace to do it all over again as he leads the way for head coach Carl Cannizzaro with 35 goals and 16 assists.
Well, it helps to have the best player in the Justice varsity. And this is our chance to see Guidot for the first time, and we're excited. And we'll go over his stats in just a second. They're a thing to behold. And really, the great thing about Woodlands is their depth. It's not just Guidot. Of their top 10 scores, you know how many seniors they have? 2. So these guys build from early on in these players' careers. 11
seniors graduated from the team that won the Cup last season. Now, for the CRPE Lightning, they enter this rematch against the Woodlands on a 2-game winning streak after a 6-1 win over Brazos Valley. Max Rusidi, who played in just his 5th game of the season, scored a couple of goals, as did Zach Taylor to pace the Lightning in the victory. And they've been waiting for another crack at the Highlanders after losing 5-0 back in November.
We saw CRPE a few weeks ago, kind of a building team, kind of thrown together. It was the old Sugarland team, and led by the Chen brothers, play very well together. Big and very skilled players, but they need some help. Taylor and Ferguson have shown some things for a freshman and sophomore. So, again, depth will be a big issue for them as well. Can they go beyond the Chen brothers?
Coming up next, we will have the scratches for tonight's game. We will also give you the starting lineup and the starting goaltending matchup. So it's all coming your way next as we continue from the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center. This is the Legacy Sports Network and the Interscholastic Hockey League Game of the Week.
First Community Credit Union reminds you to think first. Think first for all your personal and business needs. With services from savings to checking to loans, we're here for you. If you need a house, car, construction loan, or just need some extra cash, well, there's a loan for that. Come see us at one of our 14 convenient locations in the greater Houston area, or log on to fccu.org. First Community Credit Union, making a first-rate financial difference in our members' lives. Now, if we could only help our team win the game, right? First Community is open to residents and businesses of Harris and Fort Bend counties and Tomball, an equal housing lender backed by NCUA.
Finding qualified candidates to staff your organization is a difficult assignment in today's job market. If this is a challenge for you, we encourage you to call Metter Staffing Services. They have been assisting Houston area employers for over 45 years in locating all types of personnel, ranging from entry-level administrative candidates to CEOs. They also have a temporary help and contract staffing division that can supply your company with clerical, light industrial temps, engineers, accountant, programmers, and virtually every other job category to meet your employment needs. Join the Metter Staffing conversation online on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, Pinterest, and the Metter blog. Or call 713-941-0616 today. Metter Staffing. Our talent is finding yours.
There's the sit-in floor seats while texting fan.
Would you check out this guy?
The throwback, the away team home run fan.
Okay, now that's loyalty.
And you can't forget the playoff game heading into overtime. I need a Big Mac from McDonald's to seal the win fan. What kind of fan are you?
Love your true colors with McDonald's break menu. Grab small fries with your choice of entree, like a double cheeseburger or Southern-style chicken sandwich for $2.50. For a limited time, prices and participation may vary.
The Walk-Up Company has a combination that few fabricators can match. Extensive fabrication experience, a seasoned workforce, high-tech equipment, and financial stability. This provides customers with the knowledge that their fabrication jobs will be done right and completed on time. Their commitment to quality and customer satisfaction has made the Walk-Up Company one of the premier metal fabricators in the southwestern United States. So remember, when you need metal fabrication done right and on time, use the Walk-Up Company. The Walk-Up Company Metal Fabricators proudly supports local sports.
Scratches for tonight's game for Carl Cannizzaro and the Woodlands Highlanders. Scratch from your lineup, Anthony Krolak, Ryan Kim, and Ulash Koskin. For Richard Sutherland of CRPE, Nolan Burdett is the only question mark. Don't see him out there at the moment. He did not know if he was going to be able to make it or not. So as of this moment, he is a scratch. Starting goaltending matchup, Grayson Etchell, junior, second in the league in goals against, with a 1.54 goals against average, will battle against Marley Ferguson, who is 10th in the league in goals against at a 3.68. Starting lineups are brought to you by Metter Staffing Services. Our talent is finding yours. For the visiting Highlanders, Austin Guidot will center Jack Hebert and Hunter Montaigne. On the blue line, Grant Canizero and Riley Newton-Wills. For CRPE, up front, Kevin Chen, Alex Chen, and Carlos Martinez. On defense, Aaron Ferguson and Max Zoiker. Keys to the game brought to you by First Community Credit Union. Think first.
Well, for CRP, if they have a chance, got to control Guidot. Essentially, you got to put maybe a couple of guys on him, put a body on him, take him out of the action, because he's good for 3.5 points a game. If you can cut that down, you have a chance. Obviously, the Woodlands are deep, but that's where you start. For the Woodlands, they don't have to change much. That first line, if they can get 3 points, 4 points on their own, they should be in business. But CRPE needs about 5 goals to win tonight.
For CRPE and the Woodlands, they met first on November the 8th back at the Willowbrook Aerodrome, a 5-0 win for the Highlanders. They outshot the Lightning 28-13. Guidot 2-1-3 in that game. Canizero, Montaigne, and Ramsey added goals in the shutout victory. Grayson Etchell was a perfect 13 for 13 in net. Marley Ferguson stopped 23 of 28 shots. The teams combined for 32 penalty minutes. Ethan Hankel and Zach Taylor each got a game misconduct.
Woodlands is a physical team. Not only do they score a lot, they outscore their opponents. Trying to get the it's like 5 to 1.5. It's crazy like that. But also one of the leaders in penalty minutes as well. I think they are the leader in penalty minutes. So not only do they score, they're aggressive.
This is a Woodlands team that have the most penalty minutes in the league at 218.
There you go.
Second in the league in goals scored with 82. First in the league in goals allowed at 22. CRPE 8th in goals scored with 30. They've allowed 50, actually 39, and 53 they've allowed. Minus 14 in their goal differential. The Woodlands plus 62. Make it plus 60, I should say. Our officials are Bobby Reynolds, Scott Mullen, and George Lahaki, with Reynolds wearing the orange stripes. This game is underway. The Woodlands attacking from right to left, and quickly on the backhand, Guidot centers one. That goes through. Jack Hebert shot from the slot, dropping on it Ferguson, and early pressure by the Woodlands, who attack from right to left, and CRPE skating from left to right.
That took all of about 15 seconds. Guidot getting a loose puck right side and almost made a play, just like that.
Face off to the right of Ferguson. 5'4", 110-pound netminder. Canizaro left point, holding the line, drops it in down low, kicked out the center by Kevin Chin, who pressures Canizaro as he motors it to right defense. Off the skate of Montaigne, back into the CRPE zone. Here's a shot from the right circle. That is wide. Held in by Canizaro and then kicked out by Martinez. Canizaro stick handles across the blue line to the far boards, drops it for a one-timer from the right wing circle. Montaigne shot it wide. Guidot holds it in, drops it in down low, but it is Chen who will take it away with the interception. Aaron Ferguson puts on the brakes at his blue line, feeds it right wing. Kevin Chen out of his reach, and now the freshman Ben Hawes will control. All the way in front of the Woodlands bench. Here's Guidot at the red line. Pocket was picked by Leeson as they battle along the far boards. It comes free to the captain, Guidot. Top of the left wing circle, shot right off the chest of Ferguson. Another save by Marley Ferguson as we are 1:20 gone here in the first period. Here's Riley Newton-Wills, a junior. To left defense, he'll get it back on the pitch and catch. Up ahead for Trevor Scotty, and he lifts it in to the CRPE zone. Centering pass left in the right wing circle. Ferguson outlets to center, and a turnover as Ramsey will shovel it back in to the Lightning zone, where Dylan Bratton is back to play it. Puts on the brakes behind Ferguson. Nice flip, good puck movement, and now a 3-on-1 developing with Leeson gaining the line. Has help, left circle, centering pass, and it goes off the butt end of the stick of Jonah Smith as net comes dislodged behind Grayson Etchell.
Good job by CRP. They waited, transition move, and they got a 3-on-1. How many times are they going to get that tonight? Maybe should have shot it. Still, had a pass to the middle, and that's what they needed. Took them a couple of minutes to get an offensive rush.
Last time out, the Woodlands, they haven't played since their tie against Cy Woods a couple of weeks ago. That 11-game winning streak between two ties against the Wildcats of Cy Woods. The only two somewhat blemishes on the Highlander record this season. They are 13-0-2, and they control in their own end. Scotty plays it up the boards at the blue line. It is Guidot. He stick handles and motors from right to left and walks it across the blue line in traffic. Forehand wrist shot and a save by Ferguson. She holds on.
Whew. Just smooth, wonderful player. And he likes to drift off to his left, obviously left-handed there, and a couple of lasers right at Ferguson.
Guidot 12, 3, and 15 in his last 5. And we have a whistle off the face-off. Looks like we may do it again. Guidot points in every game this season. The only game where he didn't score a goal was back on October 11th against Cinco Ranch.
Averaging 2 goals a game.
10:44 remaining as Kevin Chin will defer to Alex Chin for a face-off to the right of Marley Ferguson. Chipped ahead by Martinez, not out. Shot back around behind the net by Scotty. They battle in the right wing corner. Puck worked free by Kevin Chin deep in his own end. And it'll be punched ahead to Alex Chen. Ramsey pinches in to keep it alive, and then Chen skates it out and feeds it ahead for Martinez, who gains the offensive zone and shoots wide of Etchell. Here's Xander Ramsey. Takes it behind his own net, banks it off the board to the red line. There's Haley Schatzman for CRPE. Now Kevin Chen uses the boards on a pass for himself, shoots a nice forehand wrist shot, snapped it from the right wing circle, and Etchell with the stop. Now here comes Guidot. Guidot right to left along the right wing board. He will skate in on Ferguson and shoot one just wide. Centering pass, that one goes all the way through, and it's knocked back out to center ice. At left defense, Canizero. Inside 10 minutes to go. Kicked by Schatzman. Now it is Werfel. Oh, and his pass to the right wing. And Reynolds couldn't get the connection. He's a senior for the Woodlands. Now Haley Schatzman, sophomore for the Lightning. Forces it back out to center. Canizero to right defense. Off the boards. Ben Hawes gets it back. Loses it to Schatzman. Schatzman plays it to the far boards. Reynolds is there. Alex Chen goes down. Zoiker back defensively for CRPE. His pocket was picked. He's hassled by 3 Highlanders, and the puck will not stay alive. As retreating is Newton, the Highlanders will regroup. Sped ahead and chipped in to Marley Ferguson, who will hold on to a loose puck.
Yeah, had to get that line changed. They've been out there a while.
9:01 remaining, period number 1, no score. Here between the Woodlands and CRPE.
It's going to get exhausting for CRPE if every line that goes out there plays defense the whole shift.
Senior Parker Tilson will take the face-off for the Highlanders. Puck is loose in the slot off a few sticks, and it'll be skated out by senior Max Zoiker from left to right. Zoiker couldn't muster the blue line. The Woodlands come back. Tilson to the left wing boards for Esposito. Esposito sent it back where it is banked off the boards and back into the Lightning zone. We're at the blue line. This is Haldane and Ferguson now for CRPE. We come down to 8.5 to play. He shovels it out to the neutral zone. Jonas Smith battling, but comes back in. And it comes right back in on deflection. Esposito to the right wing circle. A shot saved by Ferguson. Swept away out of danger. Back comes CRPE as they lift it all the way down. And Newton sees that one go all the way past his goal line. No icing is called. 8:10 to go here in the first period. Esposito near boards. Draws a cross ice pass, but he swung on and missed. And the puck shot in by Taylor into the Highlander zone. Jonas Smith there on the backhand. He sends one all the way cross ice to the left wing. Nobody is home as CRPE were in the middle of the change. Inside the final 8 minutes of period number 1. Here's Rajagopal, taken away from her by Haldane, and he will recoil it back into his own end for Ramsey. Watched by the forechecking Rajagopal. He plays it up the near boards. Ahead for Hebert. Hebert up the middle of the ice. Cuts to his right, but is dispossessed of the puck by Zoiker. Got it past Guidot. Ramsey back defensively for the Highlanders as Rajagopal was there on the forecheck, and Guidot gets it on the stretch pass. It's a 2-on-1. Guidot skates to the right wing circle on the backhand. Shoots one wide. Scotty waiting for it at the left point, but at the half boards, Montaigne got there first. In deep, Rajagopal on the back check. Has Hebert all over her. Hebert battling in the right wing corner. It comes behind the net for Guidot. He gets canceled out by Aaron Ferguson. Still battling Montaigne. Aaron Ferguson up the near board. Scotty keeps it alive. Tries to drop it in down low, but it'll be skated out left to right by Ferguson. Ferguson cuts to his left and sends it in to the Highlander zone. Good action here in the first period of play. No score. 6:45 to go. Here's Ramsey from right to left along the far boards. He's checked into the boards by Kevin Chen. Puck turned over deep in the CRPE zone, but it's Kevin Chen who walks behind his netminder. Skates from left to right, got by Guidot. Chen across the Highlander blue line, and a hip check and a penalty.
Yep. Lahaki calls it. Slash.
Ramsey goes to the box, and we will step aside with 6:24 to go. Period number 1, no score here on the ISHL Game of the Week.
At United Chiropractic, they believe there are many benefits from chiropractic care for your health. It can range from pain relief in your joints, back, or head to increased mobility, performance, balance, coordination, or energy. And when you come to United Chiropractic and Dr. Dino Demetrio, you can trust that they're committed to restoring you to good health. You don't have to live with less than the best health. But if you are, why not stop in and see them at United Chiropractic? They're in Pasadena at 1120 Pasadena Boulevard. Or call them for an appointment today at 713-472-1444. United Chiropractic, committed to your health.
They didn't give us our break. Power play for CRPE, sponsored by McDonald's. I'm loving it. They have 3 goals on the man advantage as Bratton skates it into the zone. Penalty was called on Grant Canizero for interference. Here's Guidot on the shorthand. This is a Highlander team that has scored half a dozen shorthanded goals. A chance up front, down low instead by Reynolds. He couldn't get the shot off. Here's Canizero on the shorthand. Centering pass, Guidot couldn't get a stick on it, and it'll be skated out 2-on-1. Kevin Chen gets it from Alex Chen. And across the line. He skates along the goal line, puts on the brakes, and Canizero will shoot it down into the neutral zone where it is kicked across the Highlander blue line by Ferguson on an offside. Guidot back into the CRPE zone. Slapped back out to the neutral zone by Zoiker with 40 seconds to go on the man advantage. Here's Canizaro. Hebert in the neutral zone behind his red line. Now it's Zoiker who takes it away and flips it into the Highlander bench.
Even at 4 players, there's Woodland's still pushing. Remember, they're trying to kill this power play. Good job, good idea to have Guidot out there. That's as good as having 2 players. And CRP trying to get at least 1 shot this power play.
Face off just inside the red line on the Woodlands half of the ice. A win by Guidot. A clearance at least to the CRPE blue line. Backhanded by Zoiker right to Newton Wills. At the Highlander blue line, stepping into the CRPE zone, the Highlanders, with 10 seconds to go on the Canizero minor. Well, that's not right. Canizero's on the ice. They got the wrong person on the...
it's Ramsey in the
box.
box.
That was Ramsey, 91, not 51. It may have been 91, but with the light bulbs out in some of the on the scoreboard, you never know. But Ramsey, so Ramsey gets the call for the interference. Penalty is over. The Highlanders kill it. Here's Zoiker from behind his goal line up the far boards. Werfel pokes it in deep. At the half boards, Reynolds centers back to Werfel. Werfel right wing circle. sliding down the ice to take away the passing lane was Taylor. Saucer pass for a one-timer by Cannizzaro. It's blocked in front. Never reached Ferguson. Inside the final 4 minutes of period number 1, still no score. Good battle. Here's another penalty.
Reynolds.
And Reynolds is going to the box. We will step aside again and take a timeout. As Reynolds goes to the box, CRPE gets another power play. This is the ISHL Game of the Week.
There's the sit-in floor seats while texting fan.
Would you check out this guy?
The throwback, the away team home run fan.
Okay, now that's loyalty.
And you can't forget the playoff game heading into overtime. I need a Big Mac from McDonald's to seal the win fan. What kind of fan are you?
Love your true colors with McDonald's break menu. Grab small fries with your choice of entree, like a double cheeseburger or Southern-style chicken sandwich for $2.50. For a limited time, prices and participation may vary.
Finding qualified candidates to staff your organization is a difficult assignment in today's job market. If this is a challenge for you, we encourage you to call Metter Staffing Services. They have been assisting Houston area employers for over 45 years in locating all types of personnel, ranging from entry-level administrative candidates to CEOs. They also have a temporary help and contract staffing division that can supply your company with clerical, light industrial temps, engineers, accountant, programmers, and virtually every other job category to meet your employment needs. Join the Metter Staffing conversation online on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, Pinterest, and the Metter blog. Or call 713-941-0616 today. Metter Staffing. Our talent is finding yours.
That was a good reason why we're not getting our breaks. Our light bulb went out. So 3 minutes to go. We're back in action. No score. It's a coincidental minors. Teams are skating 5 aside. Saw Jordan Reynolds go into the box for the Woodlands. Couldn't get the number on CRPE. In deep in the CRPE zone, it is Zoiker. Plays it up the far boards, out the center. Ramsey at right defense. Finds Scotty left defense. At the red line, he shoots in. .225 left to play. Here's Martinez. Scotty. Off the glass. Martinez blocked it from going into the Lightning zone. Highlanders will regroup with Ramsey speeding up and striding into the offensive zone. And he will flip it into the corner, get to the puck first, all around the boards. Alex Chen watches that one go back out to center ice. Newton twirls with the puck past Alex Chen. Inside the final 2 minutes to go, Dave. And a very competitive first period, although dominating the Woodlands Highlanders, it's still a scoreless matchup.
Only 5 shots the entire game.
Zoiker clears it down. This will go for icing. And the teams will skate back 200 feet into the Lightning zone for a face-off.
4 shots for the Woodlands, 1 for CRPE. And the Woodlands, probably about 4 or 5 other near misses.
143.
A lot of close calls for the Woodlands tonight, but officially only 4 looks at the goal.
Face off to the left of Marley Ferguson. And a win. Guidot with a snapshot wide, off target. Looking for his 36th goal of the season. Now Cannizzaro drops it back, and Taylor almost took it back the other way on a breakaway. Puck back in the Lightning zone. Highlanders have really been buzzing this entire first period. They just have not been able to get one past Marley Ferguson. To the neutral zone. Here's Guidot. Kicks it with his right skate. Watched by Schatzman. He cuts to his right. Avoids a stick check from Jonas Smith. Guidot skates in on Ferguson. Backhand save. Rebound. Ferguson says no.
Hey, well, way to go by Ferguson. Guidot just attacks that right side, flips it in there. There was a rebound, and Ferguson shut the door. CRB playing tight defense. Yes, they've let some stuff get through, but it's been good, clean defense, and they're having a whale of a period. Only 1 shot on offense, though. Obviously, that's got to improve.
Highlanders in their last 5 games have outscored their opposition 27-9. CRPE, and that same stretch of 5 games, 16-13. Highlanders averaging 27.6 shots per game in their last 5. And CRPE averaging 18.4. They've been outshot in their last 5, 123-92. Kevin Chen puts on the brakes in the left wing corner as he has it deep in the Highlanders zone. Now Ben Hawes will skate behind his netminder, Grayson Etchell. whose brother Griffin skates for the Sugar Land Imperials of the North American Tier 3 Hockey League. Here's Ben Hawes striding down into the right wing corner. Watched by Bratton. Bratton pins him into the boards. The puck will be worked free by Kevin Chin. Played up the far boards and kept alive for a shot from the right point. Rebound given up by Ferguson, and it's poked just wide by Ben Hawes. 24 seconds to go here in the first period. Schatzman to Canizero, who on her turnover shot one over the crossbar. Now Alex Chen has it in his own end, and he outlets to Martinez, who skates from left to right and sealed off at the blue line by Newton. The play is offside as Schatzman came in across a little too late.
Now CRPE's best chance is some sort of turnover, get on a loose puck, pounce on it, and get down as fast as you can in transition. They're probably not going to be able to set up slowly on offense tonight. Got to try to get the Woodlands napping.
I want to say that might be 8.7 seconds to go.
Something like that.
Drop of the puck by Kevin Chen, and with the final 6 seconds, the puck is played into the Highlander zone. And we have completed one here in Sugar Land. Scoreless between last year's Cup champions, the Woodlands, and CRPE. This is the ISHL Game of the Week.
First Community Credit Union reminds you to think first. Think first for all your personal and business needs. With services from savings to checking to loans, we're here for you. If you need a house, car, construction loan, or just need some extra cash, well, there's a loan for that. Come see us at one of our 14 convenient locations in the greater Houston area, or log on to fccu.org. First Community Credit Union, making a first-rate financial difference in our members' lives. Now, if we could only help our team win the game, right? First Community is open to residents and businesses of Harrison, Fort Bend counties, and Tomball, an equal housing lender backed by NCUA.
We've got the power to make things right. Mr. Electric will show you the light.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
Michael Silvers, David Feliciano as we enter period number 2. Teams still at their benches. We are scoreless. And the Highlanders dominated that first period. Nothing to show for it, though, on the scoreboard.
7 shots to 1. And as I mentioned earlier, about 7 near misses. And Guidot getting close. Some of his line mates getting close. But Marley Ferguson's done a good job. She's made some good saves. And CRP obviously playing on their heels. Not much going the other way. Only 1 shot, only 2 faceoffs won. But they got to feel pretty good about that first period.
Ferguson will be stationed to our right and Etchell to our left. No carryover penalty time. 1 power play for CRPE in the first period. It was killed by the Woodlands. Bobby Reynolds will drop the puck. He is the head official of tonight's game. They will battle it out, and Guidot peels away with it from left to right. He walks it in across the blue line, and he is washed down in the half boards. And back comes Garrett Leeson. Hip check by Ramsey. Puck is loose. It goes sky high at the Highlander blue line, and the play will be whistled offside.
Close to playing with the high stick as well. You just got to put a body on Guidot. You got to put a hip on him. He's going to skid around you.
17 seconds into the second period, Guidot tries to win the faceoff and steer it back into the Lightning zone. He does exactly that as he glides in below the goal line. Puck is played up the near boards, and it'll be held in by Ramsey at the right point. Goes cross ice to Scotty, and he drops it in down low for Guidot, who is stationed in the left wing corner. Played up the boards, kept alive. Scotty with a shot that is blocked and punched down by Zach Taylor, a freshman for the Lightning. He shovels it back out to center, using his glove to control Ramsey. Then he turns it over, and in comes Alex Ferguson. He shoots into the catching glove of Etchell. Flashes the leather on the sophomore shot. 53 seconds into the second period, still no score.
Etchell not having his name called a lot tonight. Only a second attempt at a save, made them both. CRP's offense, 40 feet and out so far.
Highlanders took 2 penalties in the first period. 1 was washed out. It was coincidental penalties. They had 2 penalties against Cy Woods, CRPE, in their last game. A 6-1 win over Brazos Valley. Took 3 penalties. Here's Newton left to right. Speeds across the blue line. But unfortunately for the Highlanders, Jordan Reynolds was already across the blue line.
Wasn't by much. And Newton's one of the bigger guys out there. He can get a little steam going. Canizaro's a big guy too, so Woodland's not only skill but size.
Raja Goppel will take the face-off outside of her zone. And a win for the Woodlands as Reynolds will gain the zone. Taken off by 2 of the Lightning players, one of which was Jesse Chow, but Reynolds gets it back, shoots, and that may have gotten a piece of Ferguson as it sailed wide. Canizaro keeps it from going back out into the neutral zone, feeds it in the right wing corner, ladled back by Reynolds to Newton, who throws one towards goal. It's blocked, comes to Werfel, a shot, and that one hops into the catching glove of Marley Ferguson. 11:29 to go here in the second period. Still scoreless.
The Chen line back out there. Average amount of penalties tonight, about 2, I think, in that first period. And again, Woodland's the high PIM team in the league.
Kevin Chen will walk out of his zone before he is hassled by the stick-checking John Haldane. The Lightning recoil in their own end, back out to the neutral zone. It is punched into the Highlanders zone, and curling with it is Canizaro. Below his goal line, up the left, make it the right wing boards. Haldane feeds it ahead for Tilson. Gains the offensive zone, shoots from the top of the right wing circle. It is blocked. Haldane couldn't get a handle on it, still battling for the puck at the high slot, and is poked down into the right wing corner. Working to get there first was Esposito. Around the boards to the left wing, Newton. Down in the corner for Tilson. Tilson is senior. He is canceled out and stymied by 2 Lightning. And Martinez up the left wing boards. Kevin Chin works it back out to the neutral zone. Canizaro shovels it back into the Lightning zone. Kevin Chin will get it. Esposito is also there at the half boards. They will battle on the near boards with 10:25 to go in period number 2. Zoiker backhands, and he will take it up the middle of the ice. Walking across the line, forehand shot. In and out of the catching glove of ISHL, but he pounces on the loose puck. No danger, no Lightning in around the area of his goal crease. And with 2:47 gone by here in the second period, we are still without a goal.
And CRPE needs a trailer. Guys are getting past the blue line. They're getting a quick shot off pretty far out. And a good chance to get a trailer in there, try to get a rebound goal.
Win on the face-off, keeping it alive, Bratton. Skates to the high slot, backhands it into the corner. Ramsey behind the net, swings it up the board. Schatzman will collar it in their own end. Muscles it back to the neutral zone. Leeson chips it ahead, and it'll be shot into ISHL's catching glove.
Hey, CRP making some inroads here.
That was Taylor on the shot.
They're not a lot of mustard on these shots, but at least they're peppering ISHL a little bit.
ISHL 5'10", 180 pounds. He has played in 14 games. He has a goals against average of 1.54. Save percentage of 89.60. Guidot drops it back. Abear left circle, shoots, and Marley Ferguson stands tall, makes herself big, and gets another save.
Hey, Marley, looking terrific. And that was a 2-on-1. They got Guidot out of there initially, and then it turned into a 2-on-1 anyway. And Ferguson tonight, 8 for 8. And she's adjusting the leg pads.
She's going to watch a face-off. To her right is Canizaro, late coming on, and now Scotty will stay on the ice, and Canizaro will go back into the bench. Montaigne will take the face-off. A win by Leeson, controlled by the Lightning. They pitchfork it out to center ice, and it goes all the way down. Icing will not be called as Ramsey touches up. 9.5 to play, second period. Scoreless matchup as the captain, Guidot, gallops from left to right into the Lightning zone. Montaigne shot, and Ferguson falls on it. She made a blocker save. It looked like it was going to squirt between her legs, and then she just falls down back to the ice, sealing the puck from going over the goal line.
That was her best save of the night. That was a drop pass from Guidot and a long wrister from the right side. I think she saw it at the last second and made the save.
Reynolds wins the faceoff. Handled by Ben Hawes. Swings in down low. Werfel feeds it to the high slot for a blast by Cannizzaro. That shot is blocked. Ooh. And Lightning is still down. Getting the brunt of it, I believe, was Ricidi.
Oh.
And Max Ricidi, who's only played in 5 games and had 2 goals, is slow getting back to his bench.
He took that one bad.
He's going to have to probably get looked at. Outlet pass out in front of Reynolds. It will roll all the way down, and the Highlanders ice it with 8:46 remaining in the second period. It's the Highlanders nothing, and the Lightning nothing.
Rossetti, wow, that was a slapper. He took that from about 15 feet, and he limped off.
Bobby Reynolds is going to give us a break, so we'll step aside. 8:46 to go, period number 2. No score on the ISHL Game of the Week.
At United Chiropractic, they believe there are many benefits from chiropractic care for your health. It can range from pain relief in your joints, back, or head to increased mobility, performance, balance, coordination, or energy. And when you come to United Chiropractic and Dr. Dino Demetrio, you can trust that they're committed to restoring you to good health. You don't have to live with less than the best health, but if you are, why not stop in and see them at United Chiropractic? They're in Pasadena at 1120 Pasadena Boulevard, or call them for an appointment today at 713-472-1444. United Chiropractic, committed to your health.
There's the sit-in floor seats while texting fan.
Would you check out this guy?
The throwback the away team home run fan.
Okay, now that's loyalty.
And you can't forget the playoff game heading into overtime. I need a Big Mac from McDonald's to seal the win fan. What kind of fan are you?
Love your true colors with McDonald's break menu. Grab small fries with your choice of entree, like a double cheeseburger or Southern-style chicken sandwich for $2.50. For a limited time, prices and participation may vary.
After the icing by the Highlanders, offensive zone face-off for the Lightning. Kevin Chin battles for the puck, and it's going to be the Highlanders who take control. Newton up the far boards. Hawes skates it out into the neutral zone. Still working along the left wing boards. Plays it off of Werfel's leg and into the Lightning zone. Puck worked through center now. Kevin Chin, stick handling, and striding into the Highlander zone. Kevin Chin splits the D, shoots off the side of the net. Great individual play by the senior, number 19 for CRPE. But back comes Cannizzaro. Neutral zone across the red line. Gets across into the zone, and a long shot. Again, top of her crease. Ferguson makes the save with 8:10 to go in period number 2. No score.
A lot of back and forth. Chen taking it 200 feet, gets stuffed, and Cannizzaro 200 feet the other way. And as you said, Mike, good individual efforts tonight, and the Chens are trying to make something happen for Blue.
Leeson will take the face-off against Guidot. They wash each other out. And it'll be skated out by Leeson, and he shoots in. Smith will come burrowing in on the forecheck. Ramsey plays it up the boards. Stopped at the half wing, and Bratton, his shot blocked by Guidot, and it ricochets into the neutral zone to Schatzman. Her pass is past Leeson, but she shot it in from the offensive side of the red line. No icing. Bratton is, here comes Guidot. Centering pass, and having trouble holding on. Rebound, and they score. Traffic in front, and Hebert finds a way to beat Ferguson. 1-0 Woodlands.
Guidot had to pass to the middle. It got fumbled and got kicked back to the middle, and it was a follow. He just, again, followed the play, and it got stuffed in. So not one of the prettier goals you'll see by the Woodlands, but well, it took them a while, a period and a half, so CRPE held him that long.
Hebert came in 4-1-5 in his last 5 games. That's his 8th goal of the season, junior for Carl Cannizzaro. Scotty at left defense as the Highlanders now lead it 1-0 on a goal at 5:28. Scored here in the second period. Right defense, Ramsey. Backhands it into the Lightning zone. Zoiker on his stick. try to clear it, can't, held in by Ramsey. And his long wrist shot from just inside the blue line is stopped by Ferguson.
Shots in this game now 12-4. Faceoffs won 11-4. Woodlands on top in both categories and the scoreboard.
Face off to the left of Ferguson. Rajagopal will take it against Werfel. And Werfel wins it. However, it goes right onto the stick of a Lightning player, and they could not clear. Werfel in deep. That's behind Marley Ferguson. Getting battled and stalemating with Aaron Ferguson. Up the boards, not out. Chow couldn't work it out. Here's a shot that's paddled away. Werfel's bid stopped by Ferguson. Keeping it alive at the right point, Newton. And puck is hopped off his stick, ricochets and stays inside the zone. Goes to the far half boards. Hawes digs it in deep. Werfel, centering pass. Reynolds tries to drop it back, and the Lightning cannot clear. Held in by the Highlanders and then cleared down. Icing will be called on the Lightning.
That's okay. Got to make that line change before everybody gets too exhausted on that long defensive shift.
6:19 to go, period number 2. 1-0 Woodlands on a goal at 5:28 scored by Jack Hebert.
And Woodlands has enough for 3 whole lines, but CRP maybe 2, so that's another factor.
Kevin Chen takes the face-off. Comes to Guidot. Forehand shot, he scores. Ferguson was screened in front, and Guidot scores his 36th marker of the season, and the Highlanders have a 2-0 lead.
That's why it's important to win those face-offs, and they won it immediately right to Guidot and a quick wrister, and a lot of traffic out front. Ferguson had no chance, so 2 goals in the last minute and a half or so.
2-0 Highlanders. Tilson wins the face-off. Red line, though, slapped towards the near boards by the Lightning. Now it's Ramsey at his own blue line. Goes cross ice with his feed. And coming across Montaigne. Then his pocket was picked, and Kevin Chin with a full head of steam gains the offensive zone. Drops it back to no one. Thought somebody would be a trailer, and where Dave had mentioned earlier that CRPE could use a trailer on the play. Well, same idea for Kevin Chin in that instance, but nobody was there. Bratton turns it over in his own end to Esposito, who shoots in deep. Lifted back out and all the way back down into the Highlanders zone. We'll giving chase will be Scotty. And on the forecheck, Kevin Chin, captain for the Lightning. Pins Scotty into the boards. Now Ramsey has control. Stalemated and canceled out by Alex Chen. Here's Bratton with a slap shot wide of the target. To the far board, Schatzman tries to hold it in right point. Forced out by Montaigne. Kept alive in the neutral zone. Alex Chen burrowing in after it. Now it's Kevin Chen. Schatzman along the far boards. And she will go cross corner with her dump into the left wing corner. As we are 7 minutes complete here in the second period. 2-0 Highlanders on goals by Hebert and Guidot. And here's Guidot looking for number 2. Walks it on Ferguson, shoots and scores. That one too easy for Austin Guidot. That's his second of the game. And the Highlanders now take a 3-0 lead at 8:12 of period number 2.
All the activity was down in the Highlanders zone. Guidot just kind of snuck back to the blue line on the other side, wide open, a long pass. That's not an easy pass to make. He got behind everybody.
Let's take a timeout, Dave. 3-0 here on the ISHL Game of the Week.
The Walkup Company has a combination that few fabricators can match. Extensive fabrication experience, a seasoned workforce, high-tech equipment, and financial stability. This provides customers with the knowledge that their fabrication jobs will be done right and completed on time. Their commitment to quality and customer satisfaction has made the Walkup Company one of the premier metal fabricators in the southwestern United States. So remember, when you need metal fabrication done right and on time, use the Walkup Company. The Walkup Company Metal Fabricators proudly supports local sports.
Finding qualified candidates to staff your organization is a difficult assignment in today's job market. If this is a challenge for you, we encourage you to call Metter Staffing Services. They have been assisting Houston area employers for over 45 years in locating all types of personnel, ranging from entry-level administrative candidates to CEOs. They also have a temporary help and contract staffing division that can supply your company with clerical, light industrial temps, engineers, accountant, programmers, and virtually every other job category inventory to meet your employment needs. Join the Better Staffing conversation online on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, Pinterest, and the Better blog. Or call 713-941-0616 today. Better Staffing. Our talent is finding yours.
4:48 left in period number 2. After the latest goal scored by Guidot, it is 3-0. Montaigne from left to right drops it into the Lightning zone. Canizaro with a forehand wrist shot. It is deflected by Zoiker's stick and into the left wing corner where it is spun back in deep. Taking control of it there, Hebert. Scored the game's first goal. Back come the Lightning from right to left. Here's Taylor with a forehand shot, easily dealt with by Etchell. Zoiker, Taylor shoots, blocked by Newton's stick. And now Guidot will try to skate it out, left it for Montaigne. Montaigne kicks it, and now it comes to Leeson with a forehand shot. And dropping on it will be Grayson Etchell with 4:08 remaining in the second period.
Best possession of the game for CRPE. Taylor leading the way. They got 3 looks that time. 3-0 our score. Shots in this game. 15-4 Woodlands.
Raja Goppel will take the face-off against Werfel to the right of Grayson Etchell, make it the left of Grayson. Werfel wins it, swung up the boards to the half wall. Reynolds plays it towards center ice, and it is Ramsey. Ramsey across the red line, locates Ben Hawes, taken off the play. Now Aaron Ferguson puts on the brakes behind Marley Ferguson. In the corner, Zoiker swings at the boards, but it is turned over to Ramsey, who pinches in. Puts on the brakes at the half boards. Chow backhands it out to center ice. 3:40 to go, period number 2, and now it's Scotty behind his red line, far boards, skates in front of his bench and walks it into the attacking zone. Stops in the left wing corner, drops to the half boards for Werfel. Played up onto the stick now of Aaron Ferguson as a ricochet right in front of Marley Ferguson, and he outlets to the neutral zone. Ramsey lost it, Zoiker. Zoiker, forehand shot right into the catching glove. It's going to take a lot more to beat Grayson Etchell, as Zoiker with a soft shot and Etchell saw it all the way. 3:15 to go in the second period, 3-0 Highlanders.
Yeah, the shots are far out and not a lot of zip and right at the glove. Still, CRPE 5 shots this period as compared to 1 in the first, so much better.
They've been outscored in a game and essentially a half, really. 8-0, going back to that 5-0 victory for the Highlanders back in November. Scotty far boards, plays it behind his net. Here's Tilson. Turned it over at the half wing to Alex Chen. Keeping it alive, Kevin Chen at the left point. Drops it back, Alex, left circle. Forehand wrist shot, Etchell with the save. It went out of his catching glove. The Highlanders can't clear the zone. Schatzman plays it in deep to the circle. On the stick of Ramsey, banks it off the boards out to the neutral zone. Turned back by Kevin Chen and back into the attacking zone. He drifts, drops it back, Alex Chen out of his reach. And back come the Woodlands. They skate left to right. And walking it in is Haldane. Haldane on his backhand to the slot for a one-timer. They score. Michael Esposito, and it's 4-0 Highlanders.
Mike Esposito hanging around, doesn't score a lot. The sophomore, he only had 2 goals coming in. And again, I talk about trailer. Esposito stayed behind the action, and if you don't have a lot of points, it doesn't matter. If you follow the play, you get a freebie like Esposito. Now 4-0.
4 goals exploding here by the Highlanders in the second period. That one coming at 10:38. Esposito.
Wonder if he's related to Phil.
I wonder.
Phil scored a lot.
Sophomore with his 3rd goal of the year. And the Highlanders looking for more. They'll have to recoil, though, as the Lightning clear the zone. Racing back in, Canizaro cuts to his left, shoots between the legs, and he scores. Right between the legs of Marley Ferguson. And now it is 5-0 Highlanders. All goals scored here in the second period.
10 shots in the period for the Woodlands, 5 goals. And that just happened too quick. And Ferguson's played well. That time she wasn't ready. She was still up, wasn't in the crouch, and caught her napping for a second.
That was a goal that was scored 7 seconds after the 4th goal of the period and 4th goal of the game. 2:15 remaining, and
I think we're going to have a goalie change, Mike.
in comes Bobby Hundersmark.
And we saw Hundersmark a few weeks ago.
Richard Sutherland gives Marley the hook.
Now, she had a good first period.
She had a great first period.
Yeah, and Woodlands, it's hard to keep them down. So she played well.
There is a reason why they are 13-0-2 and the reigning defending Cup champions, 4-time winners of the Justice Cup in league history since the league began play in 1997. Clear Lake, who are a team no longer in existence. Here's Kevin Chen with a soft shot, and Etchell able to make the save and smother, but Clear Lake had 4 before they disbanded. Klein have 3 titles. The Highlanders with 4, and another team not in existence, College Park. They have 3 Justice Cup trophies to their name. Leeson loses the faceoff. Stick handling behind the net. Highlanders outlet to Newton. His lead pass leading Aiden Hawes, a freshman, a little too much. And it's the Lightning who control in their own zones. Trying to skate it out. A lead pass is chipped in past Etchell. Icing will be called. With 1:53 remaining in the second period. Michael Silvers, David Feliciano with you. High atop the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center, watching a 5-0 Highlander lead with all 5 goals having been scored here in the middle stanza.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, that first goal was, what, about 7 minutes in to this period?
5.5.
Yeah, so they've scored the majority of these goals in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Werfel comes cheating in off the face-off win in the circle, but the Lightning are able to clear it. Werfel back into the Lightning zone, taking off the play, and now it is Aaron Ferguson who skates to his left, carves the ice, ahead for Chow in the neutral zone, and then walked back into the Lightning zone by Ben Hawes. Pass out in front of Werfel in the right wing corner. Holding it, right point now. Reynolds tries to feed the slot with a saucer pass and a chip in attempt by Hawes, but that was wide. Here's Werfel, backhanding one in front of the net, and Hundersmark with an active stick pokes it out of danger, and it is lifted back out to center ice with 1:09 and counting left in the middle frame. Here's Cannizzaro pirouetting in his own zone. Watched by Chow. Out to the neutral zone with the puck. Now it's Ricini, kicked by Kevin Chin. Walks in, Kevin Chin snaps a shot, and getting a piece of it with his blocker was Etchell. 58 seconds, make it 50 seconds to go now. Cannizzaro skating it out across his blue line. Good stick handling and good work as he will flip it in on target. And dealing with it, Hundersmark. Pitchforked all the way back down. This will roll for icing. Nope, they're going to wave it off. Out of his crease to play the puck with his paddle. Etchell leaves it for Newton. Up the far boards for Ramsey. Ramsey ahead for Esposito. Poked from him by Zoiker. Keeping it alive in the zone. Now it's skated back out by CRPE. Ramsey on his forehand. Looks for Haldane. He had taken away from him by Zoiker. And with the final 8 ticking off the second period clock, I think the bleeding will stop at 5 as the Highlanders will take a 5-0 lead into the third period. 5 goals scored by the Woodlands in the second period. They have a 5-0 lead. This is the ISHL Game of the Week.
There's the sit-in floor seats while texting fan.
Would you check out this guy?
The throwback, the away team home run fan.
Okay, now that's loyalty.
And you can't forget the playoff game heading into overtime. I need a Big Mac from McDonald's to seal the win fan. What kind of fan are you?
Love your true colors with McDonald's break menu. Grab small fries with your choice of entree, like a double cheeseburger or Southern-style chicken sandwich for $2.50. For a limited time, prices and participation may vary.
We've got the power to make things right. Mr. Electric, show you the light.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
Coming up in 3 weeks on the next ISHL Game of the Week, it's a South Division showdown between the Pearland Friendswood Flyers and Memorial West. Our coverage from the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center will get underway at approximately 6:45 right here on the Legacy Sports Network. Through 2 periods, 5-0 Highlanders. They scored all 5 goals in the middle 13 minutes of tonight's game.
Yeah, flurry. And, again, that was about halfway through that second period where the floodgates came open, and they got all 5 pretty quickly. Guidot with 2. Canizero, Esposito, and Abear. Shots 18-8 Woodlands.
Hunter's mark in relief of Marley Ferguson to our left and Etchell to our right. Third period is underway at the red line. Kevin Chin has control, loses the puck as it was taken away by Montaigne. Kevin Chin works hard to get it back, then a turnover by Schatzman. Montaigne, Guidot working on a hat trick, but he couldn't maintain control. Kevin Chin skates it out and leads it ahead for Alex Chin, who pokes it in deep into the Highlanders zone, and he washes out as he tries to put on the brakes below the icing line. Taken off the play well by defenseman Xander Ramsey. And here comes Guidot gliding back in. And he splits the D. Hunter's mark, can't make the save. And Guidot has the hat trick on the backhand.
And very similar to his second goal, he got loose and stick handling. What a player. Now, total goals for the season, 38. He's on pace for something like 55 this year.
Have to go back into the record books to see the ISHL record for goals in a season, which I believe is set by Riley Murata.
Yeah, 7 legs.
That goal coming at 38 seconds of the third period. Guidot with the hat trick. Here's Zoiker, banks it off the inboards behind his net. Abear gets it back, centers one back to Ramsey with a shot that's directed just wide. Back out to center ice, Ramsey recoils and backhands it back in deep into the Lightning zone. 1:03 gone here in the third period, 6-0 Highlanders. They won this game back in November, 5-0. Taylor protects it from going into his own end. Leeson, oh, that was a soft pass. That was almost a turnover in the defensive zone. Battle in the neutral zone. Bobby Reynolds, our referee, gets in the way of the left defenseman, Scotty. And now a 4-man battle at center, and the puck is frozen, and we'll have a face-off.
Getting a little loose out there, a little more space as the game is out of reach at this point. I'd like to see some of the third-line folks, if there's a fourth line, some of them as well.
Wonder if this is a inadvertent running clock or if they're going to. Usually they don't have unless there's a new rule that says 6 goals in the third period. It's a deficit that you're not going to come back from, so we're going to run the clock. Or, these games got underway late, starting with the first one, which was a 1-1 tie between Pearland Friendswood and Seven Lakes. The second meeting between those two clubs in as many weeks. They met last Friday and had a 2-2 tie. Here's Raja Goppel behind her own net. Takes it to the near boards, chopping that at Wiaki, getting his first shift. Here's Aaron Ferguson deep in his own end to the far boards, 10:35 to go. But the practice session that was ahead of the first game was late getting on the ice. Zamboni, here's a save off the Aaron Ferguson shot by Etchell, but then the Zamboni came on late, and then it sputtered out and stalled middle of the ice as they were cutting in, as they lost propane. Then they had to get one in relief and cut the ice and finish cutting the ice for the first game. And we got underway about 5 to 10 minutes after, a little bit late, and they are running the clock here.
So we'll still get home in time for Johnny Carson.
There's a channel, and I don't have it, and I think it may be on locally on one of the digital sub-channels that's got a bunch of the old Carson shows.
Yeah, Carson Comedy Classics.
Highlanders are able to skate it out. Good stick handling, and walking it across the line is Newton.
Whoa.
On the spinner, Ramley lost possession. Tries a centering pass. He locates Werfel. Puck is loose. Reynolds, centering pass, and Hawes bangs it home. It's 7-0 as he was at the doorstep and got a great feed. And it is 7-0.
That's the easiest goal you can score. Just perch yourself on one of the posts. Everybody forgets about you. And Hawes, one of these guys who doesn't score a lot either. That's goal number 5 this year. So Esposito and Hawes getting on the score sheet.
We're talking with head coach Carl Cannizzaro before we came on the air, and I referenced how when we did Cy Woods last week, we made mention that 7 of the Wildcats were in the top 25 in league scoring. Here's Kevin Shen breaking in, tries to stick handle, does on the backhand. Oh, and ISHL continues his shutout bid with a great save. But in that same breath, I said, well, he has 2 players that are in the top 25. It just so happens that Guidot has scored 35 goals coming in, now 38. So it's a top-heavy bunch, but he would like to see some more secondary scoring out of his club. Now Zoiker trying to race down the ice, and he takes a tough shot in a tough angle, hit the side of the net as he was being dealt with by sophomore Ethan Henkel on defense for the Highlanders. About 8:13 on the running clock. From right to left and gliding across. Lost it at the blue line. That was Reynolds. It is flipped ahead for Alex Chen to poke it to the Highlander line. Ramsey down deep in his own end for Trevor Scotty. Scotty up the near boards. Tilson plays in his own end, takes a shoulder check into the glass from Martinez. Now Esposito will skate behind his own net with the puck and lead it ahead for Haldane. And Zoiker, he's lumbering to get to that puck with Haldane hot on his trail. Now he picks up some speed up the near boards, and he takes a hard check and holds the stick of Tilson.
Tilson lined him up.
7.5 to play, running clock, third period, 7-0 Highlanders. Here's Martinez. Lost at the half boards. Esposito chips it in deep. Ferguson absorbs a hit from Tilson.
Tilson's trying to pay amends here.
And he pitchforks that one, and Richard Sullivan tried to catch it with 2 hands, and he says that actually hit off a stanchion. That's probably his way of saying, yeah, I didn't catch it, but it went off the stanchion.
And the referees are talking about the clock. I hope we're all in agreement here. I guess so.
We're just going to keep it going here. The game is out of reach. Might as well not
so touchdown,
delay the inevitable
deficit
here. Yeah, here's a shot by and a good stick save by Hunter's Mark as he stopped Guidot from getting goal number 4. Bratton couldn't clear the zone. Now he does. Hassle from behind by Guidot. It's Bratton. Shoots from a tough angle. Off target. Taylor in the right wing corner. Flips it towards the slot. Is gloved down by Ramsey. He holds off the glass to center ice through the legs of Guidot. Backhanded by Ferguson. Turned over to Guidot. Had a hat trick. All 3 goals were scored in that second period. Or make that, he had a hat trick. That 3rd goal scored early here in the 3rd as they play in the Lightning zone. 5:50 to go in tonight's game. A 7-0 Highlander lead, and a penalty's coming up.
And they got Guidot on interference. Guidot and Smith were kind of going at it. It's getting a little chippy out there, and that's on Montaigne. Correct. Yeah, when the score gets out of hand here, emotions start to fly, and the clock will stop on the penalty here.
So they stop the clock, and they're not going to have a running clock during a power play, that's for sure. Raja Gopal will take the face-off outside of her zone, and Guidot wins it on the shorthand. Again, the Highlanders with 6 shorthanded goals this season. They are the most heavily penalized team in the ISHL. But they have the league's best record with 13 wins, no losses, 2 ties, 28 points. Tied for first with Cy Woods, who have 12 wins and 4 ties. Both ties for the Woodlands have come in games against Cy Woods this season. They will meet a 3rd time here in the regular season before the playoffs begin in late February. Here's Schatzman taking off the play on the shorthand by Cannizzaro. Now it is Guidot, right circle, shooting one wide. 4:45 to go as Cannizzaro on the shorthand. Drops it to Guidot, half boards. Works stick handle, shoots. That one blocked by Ferguson. And puck goes wide of Hunter's mark as they battle in the right wing corner. Schatzman comes away with the puck. Oyaki was taken down. Schatzman tries to lead it ahead for Ricidi, but turned over to Cannizzaro. Cannizzaro weaving back into the attacking zone, has Oyaki to his left, but Cannizzaro's forced to the half boards, taken down from behind by a sliding Kevin Chen, pats him on his head, and with 4 minutes to go, the Lightning will try to break it out with Ferguson ahead. Ooh, out of the reach of Kevin Chen, and icing is called. As the power play, they continue to run the clock on a power play here, and thought they would at least continue to give the Lightning a full complement of a 2-minute power play without a running clock here.
They said to heck with it. Now, this game's going to end quicker than we thought.
Again, we'll be back in 3 weeks' time for Pearland, Friendswood, and Memorial West, and what very well be a very crucial South Division showdown. Memorial West entered Week 16 just a single point out of first behind first-place Cinco Ranch. And PFC with a tie, gaining a point again against Seven Lakes. They are now 3-9-3. We'll see what the records are in 3 weeks. Here's a shot by Martinez. Etchell let one go on the rebound, but it'll be walked out of danger as Aiden Hawes will skate it into the Lightning zone. Pocket was picked from behind by Bratton. We're inside the final 3 minutes of tonight's game. Now Kevin Chen gets it and will tee up a shot and fire one. Blocker save made by Etchell. Werfel carries behind his own net. Up the left wing boards for Aiden Hawes to try to chip it out to the neutral zone, but holding the zone, Martinez, and it'll be skated out by the Highlanders. Reynolds kicks it to the blue line, turned over to Martinez with 2:35 to go. It's Kevin Chen, stick handles past Newton, and then falls down. That Sugarland Ice Monster sometimes will get you. Here's Reynolds. Now Ben Hawes in deep below the icing line. Steers it into the left wing corner. Now it's Ramsey at the half board. Puck ricocheted right back to him. Tries another shot, blocked by his teammate Reynolds. Lifted off the high glass by Hawes, back in the Lightning zone. Now Schatzman clears the zone with the final 2 minutes coming off this clock here in the third period. 7-0 Highlanders. Here's Leeson. Canceled out by Reynolds. Below the icing line in the Lightning zone. It will be skated out by Zoiker. Zoiker galloping from left to right. Turned over to Scotty in the Highlander zone. 7-0 Woodlands. They will maintain their perfect record and earn their 14th victory in another minute 35. At the red line, steering it into the boards will be Leeson. Into the zone, I should say, from left to right. Into the corner, now behind Etchell. Drop back, and we have a whistle, and the net has come dislodged with 1:20 and counting as it continues to tick off here at Sugarland Ice.
They have 4 shots this period for CRPE, still trying to get one in there. They've been close. A lot of the shots right over the blue line, let it fly. The Chens have been trying to get loose, but Etchell's stood tall, about to have a shutout, 1 minute away.
A 12-0 combined score. Unless the Lightning can tally one past Etchell here in the last 50 seconds. Highlanders looking to tack on more, maybe make it 8 as Henkel, high slot, shoulder down to the ice with a nice check by Aaron Ferguson. Here's Raja Gopal, far boards, works it out to center. Ricidi, cross-ice pass, nobody there as the final 30 comes off the clock here in Sugarland, Texas tonight. Chipped into the zone by Esposito. Schatzman back defensively. Right defense, Ferguson. Up the near boards, not out. Henkel holds the zone. Now it's Ferguson who skates it out from left to right. One last chance perhaps on one last rush. Forehand wrist shot, and Etchell makes the save on the Ferguson bid. And that should do it.
Etchell's, you know what, when you're up 7-0, it's easy to fall asleep. And he stayed on top of things the whole game, and he got that shutout as we hear the final buzzer.
That is it. The Woodlands win their 14th of the season. A 7-0 shutout over the CRPE Lightning. We'll return with our post-game coverage after these messages here on the Legacy Sports Network.
First Community Credit Union reminds you to think first. Think first for all your personal and business needs. With services from savings to checking to loans, we're here for you. If you need a house, car, construction loan, or just need some extra cash, well, there's a loan for that. Come see us at one of our 14 convenient locations in the greater Houston area, or log on to fccu.org. First Community Credit Union, making a first-rate financial difference in our members' lives. Now, if we could only help our team win the game, right? First Community is open to residents and businesses of Harris and Fort Bend counties and Tomball, an equal housing lender backed by NCUA.
Finding qualified candidates to staff your organization is a difficult assignment in today's job market. If this is a challenge for you, we encourage you to call Metter Staffing Services. They have been assisting Houston area employers for over 45 years in locating all types of personnel, ranging from entry-level administrative candidates to CEOs. They also have a temporary help and contract staffing division that can supply your company with clerical, light industrial temps, engineers, accountant, programmers, and virtually every other job category to meet your employment needs. Join the Metter Staffing conversation online on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, Pinterest, and the Metter blog. Or call 713-941-0616 today. Metter Staffing. Our talent is finding yours.
The Walk-Up Company has a combination that few fabricators can match. Extensive fabrication experience, a seasoned workforce, high-tech equipment, and financial stability. This provides customers with the knowledge that their fabrication jobs will be done right and completed on time. Their commitment to quality and customer satisfaction has made the Walk-Up Company one of the premier metal fabricators in the southwestern United States. So remember, when you need metal fabrication done right and on time, use the Walk-Up Company. The Walk-Up Company Metal Fabricators proudly supports local sports.
Welcome back to the Sugarland Ice and Sports Center. The Interscholastic Hockey League Game of the Week is a production of the Legacy Sports Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Legacy Sports Network is strictly prohibited. Final score, the Woodlands 7 and CRPE nothing. Austin Guidot with a hat trick to lead the way. He now has 38 goals for the Woodlands this season. And really, Dave, they dominated from start to finish. They were held off the scoreboard in the first period, but it was just a matter of time. They exploded for 5 goals in the second, 2 more in the third.
Keith, the Woodlands, it is just a matter of time. And CRPE on their heels in that first period hung tight. Ferguson played well, but you just cannot hold this team down. They're too deep. And once Guidot gets loose with the puck, what a great puck handler. And he can take it end to end and jam it in, and got a little help as well. And that is an example of a flurry. They got 5 goals in about 6 minutes, and it was over.
We'll be dormant for the next 2 weeks as Sugarland Imperials hockey will take precedence. But we will be back in 3 weeks' time. South Division matchup, Pearland Friendswood against Memorial West. And it was good to see the Woodlands, to see what all the quote-unquote fuss was about for this North Division team that won the Cup last year for the 4th time in team history. And this Austin Guidot is everything that's been advertised.
Well, we did a lot of Riley Murata's games the last few years, and that guy was a defenseman. We thought that guy was spectacular. And Guidot's right up there as well. He could play at a higher level, and I think he will. A special player, and I'm anxious to see what kind of numbers he ends with this year, and it's going to be a heck of a battle. Cy Woods and the Woodlands up in the north.
All right, that's going to wrap it up here from the Sugarland Ice and Sports Center. Dave, as always, a pleasure. And when we talk to you next, it'll be in 3 weeks for the South Division matchup between PFC and Memorial West. So until then, for David Feliciano and Michael Silvers, once again your final, the Woodlands 7, Clements, Ridgepoint, Elkins nothing. Until 3 weeks' time, so long, everybody.